how I became a Democrat. And it was because here in the state of New York, there was a 7-year-old girl by the name of Loretta Mainero, and I think about a 12-year-old boy named Stan Latimer, who came from families that were hard hit by the Depression. And there was a man from the Hudson Valley, a Democrat, a governor, who in his own life couldn't even stand up and walk across a room, but he helped Stan and Loretta and everybody else in the state and later on in this nation stand up and walk. That was a Democratic governor in Albany by the name of Franklin D. Roosevelt. I was born in the 1950s. Franklin Roosevelt was a history lesson to me. And when I saw another man who worked with him by the name of Harry Truman, he was an older gentleman who was president. But as I grew up and learned from the streets of Mount Vernon, where I knew Ruth Thompson a few years ago, when I served in different public offices, including with these wonderful assembly members who never get enough credit for the work that they do year after year, I understood that what my parents saw in the Democratic Party, from Franklin Roosevelt and Harry Truman and on down, Jack Kennedy, Lyndon Johnson, and the Great Society, was a party that cared about the everyday person. A party that said in the 1960s that a black man and a black woman has every right to sit at the counter and have lunch like any white person. And we may not win Mississippi and Georgia anymore, but we did the right thing by standing up for that as Democrats. I don't know about you, but if I stand at the pearly gates someday, he's not going to ask me whether we still carry Mississippi and Alabama anymore. He's going to ask you, did we do the right thing? We did the right thing as Democrats in this nation. Now, I'm watching TV every night, and I'm seeing people accuse people of things all the time. The guy who's going to be introduced after me, he's accused of sinking the Lusitania. He's been accused of being on the grassy knoll in Dallas that day. He's been accused of everything under the sun. And I said this 2 years ago, and he's going to get to say it in about 72 hours. They called me this and they called me that. But pretty damn soon, you're going to call him Senator Wagner.